Hey, Academy alumni, how you doing? It is Saturday, April 3rd, and I promised a few days ago that I would be rolling out to you some exciting news. I just am getting out of an organizational meeting with the current drum corps parents and prospective members, actually, where we rolled out our official plan for the 2021 season. And I'm excited to share with you some of the news relative to that. The board voted just this last week an official way forward that we feel is responsible and safe and achievable and meaningful for everybody involved in this crazy little uncertain world. So this being our 20th anniversary season, we've been trying to figure out ways to commemorate that and get as many people involved as we possibly can. And that includes alumni. And so that's what I'm going to talk about here today. So I'm excited to roll out to you and introduce for the first time, the 20th anniversary reunion project. And so what is the reunion project? We're going to start with the fact that the matter is we just want to try and get together. And whether that be in a virtual way or in person, we're trying to set up a way for us to celebrate the fact that this is our 20th anniversary. We're going to reminisce about old times. Some of us are older than others, and certainly an opportunity to reconnect with each other on behalf of our great times that we've had. One thing that's unique about this one, as opposed to the last time we did a reunion project, is this one is commemorating the 20th anniversary of the Arizona Academy of the Performing Arts in all of our programs. So we're really trying to reconnect with Youth Guard, Academy Winter Guard, Phenom, our newest program, as well as the Academy Drum and Bugle Corps, of course. So we're trying to engage everybody within the organization to reconnect and come back and be involved in this project. First, I want to start off with what the drum corps itself is doing. You might have seen earlier this week the celebration events that was rolled out by Drum Corps International. There's not a championship event this year. We, as a membership for a DCI, decided that competition wasn't the smartest thing to do this year. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Each one of the performance nights, instead of prelims, semis, and finals, it's going to be 3 different themed nights. Thursday night of Championships Week is going to be about remembering and have a historical lean to it. So as DCI explained in a press release, celebrating the activity's colorful past on Thursday of that week. And then Friday, focusing on the individual performer. Saturday, a look ahead towards 2022, which is for Drum Corps International, our 50th anniversary. So what does that mean for us on that Thursday? Here's what we're going to do. The Drum Corps is going to be putting together a unique production just for that night. And we're going to be pulling music from the Drum Corps' past, all the way back from the brass percussion ensemble years through Division II, Division I, and the more recent years in World Class. And we're truly going to be telling the story of the Arizona Academy of the Performing Arts through our production. What is it that we're going to be playing? So let's go back down memory lane a little bit. So I'm going to play some excerpts for you. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start with obviously highlighting some of the brass percussion ensemble years, the first 3 years we were together. We're going to look to play a little excerpt of the Grand Canyon Fanfare. Here's a little recording of us doing it back in 2002. So then we're going to dive into the Division II years, and we're going to be exposing the current corps to the experience that we had, those of you who were with us back in 2004, the first time that we stepped out on the field in competition after 3 years of putting this thing together. And none of us knew what we were doing. We were stepping out there in Stockton, California, in front of this huge crowd and laying it all out there for the crowd. Here's a little excerpt of the recording from that night, that very first competitive performance that we had in Division II. And if you were there that day, you'll never forget the feeling of finishing that opening impact and and the crowd response, it was quite something. So anyway, moving on. We couldn't do a remembrance production without getting a little bit of 2006 in there. Certainly our exciting year of winning world championships in the Division II. So we're going to play, of course, a little excerpt of El Comanchero. We're going to have some practicing to do, for sure, to bring that one back. And we're moving on to Division I. We're going to focus a little bit on 2007, the very first year that we were elevated into Division I classification. We're going to spend a little moment remembering our good friend Sam Palafian, and certainly the contributions that he and Pat shared and had with as arrangers and mentors and brass pedagogues for the organization. We're going to use the harmonies from Hymn for Diana to sort of set up a moment for that, and then get into the Jitterbug Club. So that'll be a blast to bring some of those sounds back for the first time in, I can't do the math even, 14 years, something like that. Moving on, we're in the sort of moving on as we were in the world class as the classification changed. We're going to do a little bit of the ballad moments from Alpine Symphony and work our way into the closer from the 2011 show where we debuted the new tuxedo look for the first time and play a little bit of Lollapalooza. Yeah, it'll be great to bring that back for sure. And then, of course, to close it off, we're going to do a couple more recent years and kind of wrap up the story of the history of the Arizona Academy of Performing Arts, playing some music that will be very familiar for the younger people as well. It's very memorable for all of us. So yeah, that'll be a fantastic way to wrap up the production there. So all that music is currently being arranged by our current brass arranger, Steve Vento. A lot of it's going to sound the same. It's going to be a little bit amped up with the electronics that we have and the designers we have. And we'll see how this weaves together, see how this comes together. I'm really, really excited to do that. But we're going to be presenting that historical production on Thursday night of championships in Indianapolis this year, really truly highlighting the story of the Academy. And here's where you come into play. This is a picture of the last time we did a reunion project back in 2014. It was really the launch of what we see now as a much more involved alumni group. And this was commemorating that performances photo here on Memorial Day. And we're looking to do the same thing and bring a bunch of people back. And this time, instead of the alumni alone performing, it's going to be side by side, distancing in play for sure, but along with the current drum corps. So we're looking at having a huge ensemble put together for this and coming together, alumni learning the musics, learning the choreography, putting it all together from Phenom, from the Academy Drum Corps, from Academy Winter Guard, Youth Guard, everybody coming together and doing this production and performing together in our send-off event. You guys will come together and help out sending us off to Indianapolis in really a really special way. So what does that mean? Oh, I want to tell you too about the gear. Along with this, we've created this really cool jersey that all the performers and the current corps members are going to wear as a reminder of the event. Of course, we're going to have a mask. We're going to get a mask put together for this that'll look really well with this T-shirt idea. And we're going to put together a 20th anniversary reunion project patch that anybody who's participating can add that to their corps jacket. And add that to the list of their performances over time with the organization. And the back's going to have your personalized name on the back of it as well, which would be pretty cool. The timeline for this, basically it's going to start with the registration period at about April 12th. We're going to launch this, and through April and June 18th, we'll be asking people to register as soon as materials are ready with music or videos for choreography, what have you, probably practice tracks that we'll be putting together. That'll be kind of going on for those 2 months. And if you are local, you're passing through town, you can pick up your equipment, borrow a trumpet or a tuba or whatever it may be, so you can do this. And opportunity to just spend some time doing some individual practice and connecting with each other virtually in that way. And then there will be the rehearsal stretch on July 3rd. These are going to be Saturdays. We're going to find a local high school that'll be able to take us in for kind of 3 or 4 hour blocks. On the Saturdays from July 3rd all the way until the performance at the beginning of August. And then it'll be showtime. We'll have a dress rehearsal on Friday night, August 6th for a couple hours, get under the stadium lights, and then the actual reunion performance will be that evening for the send-off event on Saturday, August 7th. So that's kind of the schedule. What's the cost? $175 is going to cover the merchandise that'll go into it, that everybody's going to walk away with, the instrument maintenance and preparing those instruments, repairing them if they need to be, rehearsal rental to do this, the equipment, silks that we're going to have made. If we need to purchase some other guard equipment to make sure we have enough, we'll need to do that. Transportation, box trucks, staffing, administrative stuff, and some COVID measures that we're going to need to do, likely, even still at that time, and other miscellaneous stuff. So we're not making any money on this. I want you to know this is really covering the cost for this thing. Originally it was going to be around $250, and basically the way it works is the more people that are involved, the cheaper it gets. So I lowered it to $175, anticipating that there will be enough people engaged to do this, to cover the cost for this. So that's the deal on that. There's going to be, certainly, as you can imagine, some pretty strict COVID protocols, even though this is going to be in July, August. Hopefully things will even be a lot better than we see them today. But it will be a requirement to be vaccinated in order to do this, for us to feel comfortable safely gathering, and in particular to feel comfortable engaging and interacting with the current corps who's trying to put this thing together, and then interacting with them and sending them off on a tour. We want to make sure that there's as much barrier of protection as possible, and that's certainly one way that we can do that. There's going to be some kind of testing likely employed. Right, currently, that's part of our protocols. We have access to a rapid antigen test that we will be paying for, and once or twice as you show up, as in rehearsals, in particular, some certain points where we're going to be moving in as a drum corps, and you're going to be interacting with us, we'll just have you do a quick test to make sure you're good to go. And then masks are certainly probably going to be in play there too, and required at various parts. We may be able to take them off when we get settled, and those protocols will be ongoing and moving, but know that that's probably going to be in play. And then yes, we're going to have to employ distancing and rehearsals. We imagine and hope that we'll get indoor rehearsal space for those Saturday afternoons, so that we can be out of the heat in July, of course. And so we'll have to employ masks while we're moving around, and spreading ourselves out a good deal as well, to be doing this as safe as possible. And the health screening, probably a quick Google form. You'll do your health screening before you attend any rehearsal. Temperature checks will probably be either on your own, or we'll check you at the door. Typical things you're all pretty used to at this point in time. Some questions you might have. What if we live out of town? Still love for you to participate. You can buy into this and get your gear, and you can practice virtually. You can come out just for the last weekend if that's something that you're interested in doing, or if you just want to participate virtually and take your picture and post it and be a part of this whole thing. Love for you to be a part of it. Is this for all sections? Absolutely, all sections over the course of time. All percussion, guard, drum majors. What about staff? Absolutely, we want as many staff that have participated in the past or been instructors to come back and be a part of this in some way. This the instructional part of it will be primarily led by the current Phenom and Academy Drum Corps staff that's local in those rehearsals, and then when we integrate with the Drum Corps, we'll have more staff that maybe are across the country being involved as well. But we'll be looking at pulling back as many people as we possibly can to get involved with this, and that includes everybody that's been in the pool, all programs, all sections, and personnel. Volunteers as well we're going to want to have involved, and we want them to get into this too and get their gear going. Do you need to be at every rehearsal? No. We don't expect obviously we want it to be good, so we want you to practice, and anybody who is definitely close enough and can commit to come out to every weekend for those few hours at a time, then absolutely we want you to be there. But it's, we've got our lives, and we know that it's going to be challenging to get necessarily everybody there for everything. So that's a definite no. You don't have to be there for every rehearsal. Do you have to perform to be part of this? No, you don't have to perform. You can sign up. You can come to the performance. You can come onto the track with us or whatever we're going to do for people maybe who aren't performing. If you're a little bit gun shy about that, there will be people that haven't picked up their equipment maybe even since you walked off the field for the last time. We want you to give it a shot, and we want you to practice and come back into the fold for this and have a good time with it. If you're not entirely comfortable with that or not able to, we understand. We still want you to be involved. If you have any more questions, certainly you'll email me. It's been the same for 20 years. mark@arizonaacademy.org. Give me a shout, and we'll answer your questions. What's next? First of all, spread the word. Here I'm launching it on the Facebook group. There's some of your friends that are still not in this Facebook group, or maybe they're not on Facebook anymore because they don't like Facebook, and I totally understand. Reach out to those folks that you want to party with and get together with for this thing, and make sure that they know about it. And secondly, get excited. Spread the word. Think about this. Think about the fun that we're going to have doing this. And then thirdly, keep a lookout for the updates and the registration platform to be up. A web page will be set up on the website, and we'll start giving you more information and details as this thing rolls out. But that's it. That's the reunion project for you, and I couldn't be more excited to see so many of you again and to play some of those sounds, see some of those sights back on the field again, to tell the story of our organization and how much impact it has had on our lives and so many thousands of lives over the course of the last 2 decades. So looking forward to closing the chapter of this second decade and help to really inspire the current membership with your involvement and help to launch them into the next 2 decades, hopefully more than 2 years. And really help us to look towards the future as well. So that's it, friends. That's the news, and get excited. It's going to be a ton of fun. We'll see you soon.